Now on Nightside, the Spokane County Sheriff unveils his plan to clear Camp Hope, why he's freeing up jail space, and the Director of Commerce's response.
The weekend is here, and it is going to be a fantastic weekend for football, maybe apple picking. The calendar says fall, but it looks like summer in the First Alert forecast.
And the moments before a train crashed into a police car, a woman still inside. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. We start with breaking news tonight. The nationwide search for the Moses Lake man accused of killing his wife is over. Good evening. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Thanks for staying with Nightside. Police found Charles Bergman in New Stanton, Pennsylvania. He's wanted for first-degree premeditated murder. Earlier this week, Charles and his wife Teresa Bergman were reported missing. On Thursday night, a farmer found Teresa's body in a field near Sprague, Washington. Shortly after that, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Charles's arrest. Bergman is now charged with first-degree premeditated murder and will await extradition back to Washington. Spokane County Sheriff is now ready to flex his power and clear Camp Hope, and he says he wants to do it in a matter of weeks.
Well, he says the clock is ticking, and the state's timeline and approach to clearing out the camp just won't work for him.
I want to give you what that day looks like.
He's not going to give us specifics, but says he's not concerned about creating more housing. He says our county offers plenty of resources, and now it's time for the people who live there to find another way. He's giving a deadline of mid-October. Otherwise, he'll enact his own plan to clear Camp Hope. He will clear the lot, cite people for unlawful assembly, and arrest anyone who won't leave. The sheriff says he'll also offer people bus tickets home and is working with county commissioners to send them to anywhere they want. He says WashDOT should have done something when the camp was just a couple of tents. Now, the sheriff says it's his responsibility to take action. Local prosecutors are now starting a warrant of abatement, which will be finished in 20 days. Then the sheriff will call in whatever resources needed to clear the lot.
This is a drug-fueled protest of people who want no barriers, and they want to do whatever they want. This protest is about to end.
The sheriff's new plan comes at the same time outreach providers want to create a fence around the site as they work to restore IDs and create more barriers at the site. The sheriff tells us he's never been to Camp Hope and doesn't usually visit crime-ridden areas of the community. He says September 28th is the first meeting to figure out what's next at Camp Hope. The sheriff sent many personal comments in the direction of Lisa Brown, who's the director of the Department of Commerce.
Lisa Brown talked to 4 News Now after the sheriff's press conference, but she made it clear she wouldn't spend much time addressing the sheriff's comments. Brown walked through Camp Hope yesterday with Jules Helping Hands, saying the people she spoke to were excited about the plan to address individual needs and talk about housing solutions. And she did react to the sheriff's plan to buy bus tickets for those living at the encampment.
The idea that that works for everybody is obviously part of the problem here. The funding that we receive is supposed to focus on housing solutions.
Brown also said that 75% of those living at the encampment are originally from the Spokane area, which contradicts the sheriff's theory that the majority of those living at Camp Hope are from out of town. Oh, leaves are changing color. Pumpkin spice lattes are here. It should feel like fall.
It should totally feel like fall. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now. We have a sunny, more summer-like weekend ahead of us, Chris.
Yes, just as the fall activities forge ahead, football, apple picking, we have got a dry, sunny weekend ahead with a warming trend. We'll be in the mid-70s tomorrow and then into the 80s next week. No sign of rain, which is what we could really use. But here's some good news. Air quality is in the good range right now. Watching some fires over in the Cascades that may send some smoke our way, and that is why we still find a haze on the horizon, you may notice if you look off in the distance. But our air quality right now is good. Very good news, because down on the Palouse, there is a big sold-out football game, and the weather is going to be amazing tomorrow for WSU and the Oregon Ducks. If you're tailgating early, it'll be a little bit crisp. That's not going to feel like summer. Take your sweatshirt along with you and probably stop for some hot coffee. Kickoff time, however, 1 o'clock, already 70 degrees. heading to a high in the mid-70s. Of course, in Martin Stadium, it's going to be a lot warmer than that. Finally, if you're driving home or staying around to celebrate, beautiful weather, temperatures dropping into the 60s. Again, there's even warmer weather on the way for the second half of your weekend. I'll let you know what to expect in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. A Washington State trooper shot last night near Walla Walla is recovering in a Seattle hospital tonight. We don't know exactly what happened at this point, but Trooper Dean Atkinson was able to drive himself to the hospital in Walla Walla. From there, he was flown to Harborview. The accused shooter, 37-year-old Brandon O'Neill, was caught near the Oregon border. Tonight, he's being held on $1 million bond.
The man who killed local athlete Jacoby Ford has now been sentenced. Michael Lee will spend more than 25 years in prison. He pleaded guilty to Ford's murder back in August. Ford was shot and killed outside of Lucky's Bar in downtown Spokane in August of 2021. He was a local athlete who shattered records at Shadle Park High School and was launching a professional track career when he was murdered. Court records show Ford was dating Lee's ex-girlfriend at the time of the shooting. Well, a train destroys a police car in Colorado with a suspect handcuffed in the back seat.
So she is expected to survive, but with serious injuries. Here's ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi with how police are explaining what happened.
The moments captured on this heart-pounding body camera footage tonight under investigation.
Lift your hands up. Okay. Turn around.
Police in Colorado seen responding to a suspected road rage complaint involving a gun, pulling over 20-year-old Yareni Rios Gonzalez.
Keep your hands above your head.
Don't move.
What's going on?
They handcuffed her and walked her to a police cruiser.
Where are you taking me? We're taking you to the car.
But that car is sitting on train tracks.
Take a seat.
And as officers go search her truck for weapons, an oncoming train is sounding its horn.
Is that heart?
At first, the officers seemingly unaware. The moment is difficult to watch.
Oh my God!
Move your car! Stay back!
Another officer seen getting out of the way right before the train slams into the police vehicle. That cruiser, a mangled wreck.
The suspect was in the vehicle that was hit by the train.
Somehow, Rios Gonzalez survived, but suffered serious injuries.
Well, a man sues the Florida governor.
Why he's asking for an expedited deadline, and the Republicans unveil a plan to take back the House, why they're calling it their commitment to America.
And it's Friday night, so that can only mean one thing. High school football highlights. Alex Crescenti has the action tonight.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, during Ram Power Days, Dishman is offering extra savings and delayed payments with incredible financing options to give you more trucks for less bucks. It's the perfect play, brought to you by the All-Star team at Dishman.
My husband has diabetes.
Even with health insurance, we're having a hard time affording our medications.
Thankfully, we have Patty Murray fighting for us in the U.S. Senate. She kept at it till Congress finally lowered the cost of prescription drugs.
And capped insulin for seniors at $35 a month.
Now we'll save thousands every year. We know when Patty is back in the other Washington.
She is working for us.
I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message.
It's like the Avengers have arrived.
I'm here to have some fun.
The buzziest late show on Hollywood Boulevard. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Is there anything he won't brag about?
This is the dining room, where we make messes and countless memories. This is the office, where we spend long days losing ourselves in work. This is the bedroom, where we hit snooze one too many times. And of course, the living area, where we unwind and slow down. At Walker's, we have the styles you want for every room, so you can shop online or in store to create life's special moments and furnish your life for less at Walker's Furniture and Mattress.
There's a new face in local news. Kirsten O'Connor joins Aaron Luna and Chris Crocker weeknights on 4 News Now. Committed to our community, invested in you and your family's safety. Get to know Kirsten O'Connor weeknights on 4 News Now.
Hey, did you know you could trade that in for a better set of wheels at Findlay Downtown Toyota?
But this isn't even a car.
Yeah, I know, but they'll trade in anything.
Good to know.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
Thanks for staying with Nightside. A preschool program on the South Hill in Spokane is growing.
This early childhood educational assistance program is run by the nonprofit Community Minded Enterprises. It serves income-eligible families who need to give their children a free pre-kindergarten education. But because of the long wait list each year, the preschool program has now expanded to 2 classrooms and can now serve 40 students. That's 20 in each class.
We have a staff ratio of 3 to 20, and then we have 1 floater. So we are able to offer a lot of one-on-one time with the students that need that extra help.
The preschool is located in the middle of a South Hill apartment complex at 3307 East 55th Avenue. An open house event this morning welcomed the community to see the newly renovated space. If you missed it but are still interested in learning about the program, contact the preschool on Facebook or by phone. You can also find more information on this story at KXLY.com.
Well, Amy Cooper, the woman who called 911 on a black man bird watching in Central Park, lost her discrimination case. Cooper sued investment firm Franklin Templeton after they fired her after that video of the incident went viral, tweeting that it would not tolerate racism. A judge has ruled her dismissal was legal. The video showed Cooper walking her dog in New York Central Park in 2020. The man asked her to follow a rule about leashing her dog, and she told police he was threatening her.
The White House is taking steps it hopes will help combat the country's drug problem. Officials announced nearly $1.5 billion will be used to fight substance abuse. The grants will be used to fund prevention, treatment, recovery, and harm reduction services. Officials say the U.S. has seen 108,000 fatal drug overdoses over the past 12 months. That breaks down to 1 death every 5 minutes.
A Democratic lawmaker filed a lawsuit Thursday asking a Florida court to block Republican Governor Ron DeSantis from transporting more migrants from the southern border. Miami Senator Jason Pizzo says DeSantis violated state law and illegally misspent taxpayer dollars by flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
The Florida Department of Transportation is required to implement a program. That program has to receive at least 2 bids. We have no indication that there were 2 bids. Nobody originated here in Florida. No dollar can be spent outside of Florida.
State Senator Pizzo's lawsuit is requesting an emergency case management conference and hearing and called for, quote, expedited deadlines to prevent future flights. Well, we are just 7 weeks now until the crucial midterm elections. Tonight, with just 46 days to go, Republicans have revealed their agenda, calling it their commitment to America.
President Biden tonight pointing to what's not on the Republicans' new agenda. New on Nightside, here's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, with just 46 days before the midterm elections, House Republicans unveiling what they call their commitment to America. The plan introduced by the man who wants to replace Nancy Pelosi as Speaker.
The next Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you about that.
McCarthy and his colleagues zeroing in on the economy as their driving issue, saying that's what voters really care about.
We heard the same thing, kitchen table to dining room table to inside the factory. Can I afford it? Can I afford to fill up my tank? Can I afford the food, the milk?
He talked about rising crime, the immigration crisis.
Who has a plan to change that course? We do. The Democrats have no plan for the problem they created.
Actually, what Republicans rolled out today, notably light on details. No concrete policy proposals for tackling these issues.
That's a thin series of policy goals with little or no detail that he says Republicans are going to pursue if they regain control of the Congress. Here's a few of the things we didn't hear. We didn't hear him mention the right to choose.
Abortion barely mentioned in today's Republican plan, and not at all at today's event. Democrats seized on the issue after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade.
So in 46 days, America's going to choose If Republicans win control of the Congress, abortion will be banned.
Democrats are hoping for a repeat of what recently happened in Kansas, the conservative state voting overwhelmingly to protect abortion rights. The big question, will the issue rise to the top when voters head to the polls in just a few weeks?
A ban on nearly all abortions in Arizona, which dates to 1901, can now be enforced. Arizona's law bans all abortions except in cases where the procedure is necessary to save the mother's life. The decision had immediate political fallout with elections only weeks away.
3 former employees from Spirit Airlines are facing charges for a money-making scheme. The travel agents would tell travelers to look for less expensive flights and then change their reservations to more pricey tickets without adding on the airline's change fee. Authorities say the agents then charged customers a commission and kept the money. Officials say this happened between December 2017 and August 2018 and cost the airline around $240,000 in fees.
Pick of the night tonight. As I was leaving the station on my dinner break, I thought, I hope someone is taking a picture of this sunset. The sky is so beautiful. Lynn O'Neill was and shared this photo from Big Barn Brewing out in Green Bluff. What an amazing night to be in Green Bluff, enjoying those pink and purple hues in the sky. Just gorgeous. Lynn, I'm glad that you were there for the evening. Tasty beer at the Big Barn Brewing, too. Your forecast for tonight, 48 degrees for an overnight low. Winds will be light tonight as well as through the day. Tomorrow, it's going to be a sunny day with a high temperature of 74. Our average high is 71. So we're heading to above average temperatures, and that's where we're going to stay thanks to a building ridge of high pressure as systems. Well, this one is not going to have much luck. Try to come in off the Pacific. They're going to be sent into Canada. We'll have this high pressure with us right on through the beginning of the work week, potentially beyond, and that is going to send us on a warming trend that will take temperatures into the mid-80s by Tuesday. This white line way down here is our average high. It's at 71 today. It'll be all the way down at 67 by this time next week. We, however, are going to be from the mid-70s up to the 80s, maybe cooling down into the lower 70s by the end of next week. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 40s around the region, 48 in Spokane. This will likely be the coolest night for some time. Temperatures tomorrow in the 70s in most locations, 83 in Lewiston, one of the exceptions. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Almost up to 80 on Sunday. And again, overnight lows still fairly crisp. We'll be in the 40s. 82 on Monday, and there's that 85 on Tuesday with sunshine. 81 on Wednesday before we start to cool down just a little bit. No problems, gardeners, if you're still nursing along a zucchini or a few annuals that you want to survive a bit longer before you give up. We'll be staying well above freezing through the 7-day forecast. As I mentioned, about the only potential bummer coming along this weekend is that wildfire smoke from the Cascades that may begin to filter in, and without any storms on the way, once it does settle in, it will be hard to shoo on out and disperse. But with any luck, firefighters get a handle on that, and hopefully will not be too much of a problem. Kirsten?
Chris, thank you. Well, a seal got some help from police officers in Massachusetts. The video is just too cute. There's this little seal, and you'll see him kind of moving right along in a highlighted section on your screen here in a second. This is Schubert the seal, out of the water, not in the right place, and he was just wandering down to the police station early this morning. Police were able to get Schubert into a carrier, and then they took him to an aquarium to have a health checkup before being released back into the sea. I guess we'll have to look online for that video of him waddling along.
Yeah, he waddles pretty good.
Fast.
He's right down the fence line. It's pretty good. Well, a sanctuary is facing demands of ransom. Some baby chimpanzees were abducted from an animal sanctuary in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It all happened on September 9th around 3 in the morning when kidnappers broke into the sanctuary and took the animals with them. Hours later, they texted the owners messages and videos demanding money for the chimpanzee's return. However, the sanctuary says they will not pay any of it because it will set a bad precedent. Authorities are still investigating the incident and trying to identify the kidnappers. The sanctuary claims it is the first of its kind in the history of the DRC.
Well, right now, gold isn't looking particularly shiny, but if you're looking to buy anything gold, now's a good time. Gold prices are down almost 20% from their peak in March. And it's strange because this should be the perfect time to own gold. Interest rate hikes have pushed the U.S. dollar to a 2-decade high. That makes gold more expensive for foreign investors because gold transactions usually happen in dollars. This can reduce demand, pushing prices down.
Brad Pitt stepping into the world of beauty. No surprise there. He's launching a skincare line meant for all gender. It's called Le Domaine and is meant for targeting visible signs of aging. Products range from $80 to $385. Pitt says we can't run from aging, and he'd like to encourage our culture to embrace the idea of aging well.
I like that.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Speaking of aging well, here is our very own Alex Crescenti. No one knows how old he is, but
he looks great.
No, I appreciate that, guys.
Heads.
I thought, I'm like, you're going to make me follow Brad Pitt. That's just a difficult thing to do at this point. But hey, it's Friday night, means high school football. We got plenty of highlights from all the local action, including one of the games of the year between Gonzaga Prep and Meade. We got the highlights coming up next.
Later tonight on Nightline, we're on the ground in Somalia, a country on the brink of famine with nearly 500,000 children starving and clinging to life. Malaika is one of them. We follow her fight to survive.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
If you're hunting for the best selection of sporty used trucks and 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive SUVs, we got them! And this week, you can get a guaranteed $2,000 trade-in value for your old ride. Come on out to Cal.
Oh, life, we have faith that this foe can be conquered. We promise to focus our best minds on making you well. Be brave. Be hopeful. You couldn't be in better hands. Providence, we see the life in you.
The idea of owning a home was a really big dream of mine. It felt kind of like a pipe dream. When I think of a mortgage advisor, I think of someone who is stuffy, not approachable or friendly. But then we went to BECU and I met Lauren. She was like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how you make it happen. This is how you buy a home. And it wasn't scary or overwhelming. Watching my daughter grow up in a home that we own is amazing. My mortgage advisor changed my life and my family's life.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, our sales team starts every day with our game faces on, excited to sell the best lineup of powerful Ram trucks at the biggest touchdown of savings in the region. And during Ram Power Days, Dishman is offering extra savings and delayed payments with incredible financing options to give you more trucks for less bucks. It's the perfect play, brought to you by the all-star team at Dishman.
These doors are closed because it's too dangerous to ask employees to work here anymore. Think about that. For decades, Patty Murray has spearheaded reckless policies that lead to shortages, inflation, and so much crime that you can't even get a cup of coffee from the hometown shop on Capitol Hill, even if you could still afford it. 30 years in the Senate, and this is what she has to show for it? If she won't do the job, I will. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
Well, welcome into another edition of Friday Night Sports Extra. I'm Alex Crescenti, once again riding solo like always, because that's just the world we live in now. So you're just going to have to deal with it at this point, folks. I'm telling you. But anyway, we got a lot of great games within the Inland Northwest, and maybe the game of the year here. A couple of teams competing for a state championship, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. We got Meade and Gonzaga Prep. And this one was a doozy, let me tell you. First quarter, no score. Nick Banky takes the pitch, gets a couple nice blocks, and stiff arms his man for about 10 yards. Gets the tough first down, the big man first down. A few plays later, it's going to be Lilo Macaulay. Takes the handoff a couple yards out. He's in across the plane, punches it in for the touchdown. 7-0 Bullpups. Ensuing Panthers drive, Colby Danielson's going to connect with Max Workman off the screen. He cuts upfield, gets that first down. Meade in business now. 2 plays later, Danielson going to go deep to Keenan Kuntz. He goes in for the over the top in the end zone, and we got a tie ball game here. Panthers came to play here. Bullpups do not throw the ball a lot, and maybe for a good reason. JoJo Shortwell is going to find the wrong man. That's Nolan Braun going all the way deep into Bullpup territory, but they aren't able to get any points there because that's big, and you can't let them. You can't let Gonzaga Prep have anything. There is a touchdown by Sam Oman. He's got a lot of scores here this year. And Gonzaga Prep survives this one 28-21. They had a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter. Had to survive the Meade comeback, but Gonzaga Prep improves to 3-1 on the season. Now, let's head out to the Valley. Lewis and Clark taking down Ridgeline. Ridgeline, oh, man, I tell you, tough going for them. Anyway, this is Cooper Jeffries going over the middle to Sam Bafu-Torre for a 75-yard touchdown. That offense of the Tigers is dangerous, let me tell you, folks. Still in the first, Lewis and Clark on the move again. It's going to be Torre again. Over 2 men. Just, you got Most right there. They call him down at the 1. Clearly, he's in. We'll give him the touchdown here on the set, but, you know, I digress. Second quarter, Falcons trying to make something happen. Quarterback Landon Gardner fumbles trying to pass the ball. Little tuck rule there, maybe. Brandon Hall is there to fall on top of it. And this one is all Tigers as well. And Ridgeline did put up a fight there, but yeah, you can't win many games giving up 47 points. Still got a couple good games coming for you after the break. Stay with us.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Do you have feelings for Lucy?
No. We had to be comfortable going undercover, so we practiced being a couple. What happens undercover stays undercover.
Rosalind Dyer, a female serial killer, is going to complicate all of our lives.
Hello, John.
Rosalind?
People are gonna die, and you won't be able to save them.
Wait!
What have you done?
The Rookie season premieres Sunday, and don't miss the new series, The Rookie Feds, Tuesday on ABC.
If you're hunting for the best selection of sporty used trucks and four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive SUVs, we got them! And this week, you can get a guaranteed $2,000 trade-in value for your old ride. Come on out to camp!
Whitworth's Health Science program is expanding in a big way. And now's the time to make plans to advance your career by joining us in one of our emerging advanced degree programs. Our 38,000 square foot health science building will house simulation labs and classrooms that resemble actual clinical environments and allow for interprofessional collaboration. Everything you need to take the next steps in your career and help people live better lives. Learn more today.
Imagine a world where your dreams can become reality, where you can leave your worries at the gate and find new adventures waiting inside. A place where you can conquer fears and slay monsters. Where you can discover the joy of being a kid again with your prince and princess. Now imagine that you don't have to imagine this place anymore. Silverwood, where imagination meets reality.
September 24th and 25th is the last weekend of the Silverwood season. For the best price on tickets, go to silverwoodthemepark.com.
It's time to seize your summer in a new Toyota from Findlay. Whether you're camping out in a new RAV4 or the popular Toyota Highlander, nothing says summer better than a new Toyota.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
Well, welcome back into Friday Night Sports Extra. As you know, the construction of the downtown stadium is still a year away, so that means a lot of Spokane schools still playing at neutral sites, and that's exactly what we had out in the valley here this evening. Shadle Park taking on North Central out at University High School in the second quarter. North Central trying to make something happen, but the quarterback tries to go deep. Chase Henderson is there to pick him off. What a play there. The Highlanders in business. Then the running back of the Highlanders got the number there. Don't have the name, so we apologize for that, but if you could get us, that'd be great. 26 in there, makes it a 21-0 ball game. Then North Central now trying to punt, and that's going to be Andrew Jensen. Look at this return. He is going to speed past everyone into the end zone. Another touchdown. It's going to get ugly there. Yeah, Shadle Park, they've had quite the impressive season there, putting up a near 50-burger over North Central. Now, to a day game out at Rogers as Pullman came to town for a matchup of a couple 2A teams, just cutting it up. End of the second quarter, Greyhounds threatening in the red zone. Caleb Northcraft finds Tanner Barber. He cuts up inside, breaks a tackle. He's in for the touchdown. And this one is all Pullman down the ensuing kickoff. Well, Rogers trying to get something going right before the end of the half. Well, Orlando Moore is going to muff the catch. He's going to try to make a little razzle-dazzle happen. Looks like he's going to get something there. He keeps moving, keeps his feet moving. And eventually he's going to be taken down. Not enough time to do anything in the half. And Rogers, not enough points to overcome the Pullman Greyhounds. Stay with us.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We actually have a new service that we're providing with video banking. We're here to really help them and connect on a way that other institutions really can't.
Did you know that when you purchase a new Serta, Tempur-Pedic, or Premium Beauty Rest mattress set from Walker's Furniture, you can also receive up to $300 of additional free furniture, plus local free express delivery? Well, now you do.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, during Ram Power Days, Dishman is offering extra savings and delayed payments with incredible financing options to give you more truck for less bucks. It's the perfect play, brought to you by the All-Star team at Dishman.
Come home to flooring for the whole family at Great Floors. Elevate your space with beautiful flooring for the whole family, including the furry ones. Great Floors offers a large selection of Shaw Pet Perfect flooring with exclusive discounts. Shop carpet, laminate, and hardwood at Great Floors. Ask about exclusive Great Floors 12-month financing options. Visit a showroom today and live life on Great Floors.
Biden and the Democrats printed trillions we don't have. The D.C. way. They spend, we pay. Gas and groceries are crushing family budgets. Kathy McMorris Rogers says, no way. Kathy's fighting every day to cut spending and get American energy back online. Lowering gas prices and securing energy independence from Russia and China. Fighting to hold Biden accountable. Kathy McMorris Rogers, our voice.
I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers, and I approve this message.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Okay, so a lot of football happening here today, but that was not my favorite moment in the sports world today. Earlier today, we had to say goodbye to a sports legend. You all know him, my favorite athlete growing up, as arguably the greatest tennis player of all time. Roger Federer played in his last professional match. It was out in London at the Laver Cup as he partnered up with his greatest rival turned friend, Rafael Nadal, in the doubles for Team Europe. Now, while the two ended up dropping the match, none of that matters. Just getting to see Federer play one last time was the real treat here. He has been dealing with a series of injuries over the last couple of years that really hampered his ability to get back on tour. And after the match, everyone was visibly emotional there, holding back tears. I think I cried more times than I can count at this point today. At Rogers Pullman game, I may have been in the car watching the end of this matchup. But anyway, to some college football. Cougs in Oregon will kick kickoff from Martin Stadium at 1 in the afternoon. Make sure you plan accordingly. It's a sellout. Can't wait for that one. Will there be a storm coming? It might be clear skies, Chris, but I think there's a storm coming in Pullman.
Or will everyone go into tears like Alex was?
Well,
today?
there'll be a lot of rain. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the Eastern Eagles also looking to pull an upset themselves. They're trying to avenge last year's loss to Montana State. And the Idle Vandals traveling down to Flagstaff to take on Northern Arizona. It's going to be a fun day.
Football, yeah. Give Alex some tissues.